Hey guys, what is up? Mikey Lakers Talk. Let's talk Lakers basketball. I know it's a little late, but I want to get my thoughts on last night's game. Lakers win over the Utah Jazz 95-86. I want to just give my thoughts on the game, what I saw, and give you some things to think about. In particular, I want to challenge LeBron James, and I want to hear your comments on if I'm being a little too harsh on LeBron. But I am going to give LeBron his props because he played really well. I wanted to get the video out last night, but a little busy. My life was so busy. It's 6:30 p.m. on Saturday. I'm just now getting a chance to actually sit down and clear my mind and get my thoughts on this game. But anyway, murky, ugly game last night. I had dinner with some friends. I'm always missing games because dinner plans are always around the same time. Lakers come on. Dinner plans around 7. Lakers play at 7:30 on Friday nights. So I'm always missing games. I got to figure this out and figure out what I'm going to do there. Anyway, I come home, watch the replay. I was checking the scores, watch the replay, and I'm midway through, almost to the second half, and this game was ugly. Ugly. No flow to the offense. Just ugly. Just murky. And if Utah Jazz is a playoff team, goodness gracious, they look like either it was our defense or our play, but they look like a lottery team. And they have some good players. On paper, they were legit. Gobert, Mitchell, Conley. Conley got the KCP virus. He can't hit the left side of a barn. Jingles. They have a really good squad. You know, Bogdanovic, whenever he comes back, they looked ugly. I mean, and we played horrible on the offensive end. I felt it was no flow to the offensive end, and we were still up by 10, 11, or so throughout the game. Even to a point where LeBron was trying to dunk on Gobert at one point. I love LeBron's effort and energy there and trying to bang on Gobert, but you can get injured on that play, and it was almost clear as day that this game wasn't going to be, we weren't going to be in danger of losing this game. So he's got to know how to pick his poison. I thought you play a little bit more relaxed this game versus the Clippers game. So that's the thing I'm going to challenge him on. But before I actually get into some of the details of the game, I got to give LeBron James his props, because I don't know if we're ever going to see a guy, the same things that I feel I need to challenge LeBron James on, I think are the same things that is why he's able to do what he's doing 17 years in, almost 35 years old. He's going to be 35, I think, in the next month or so. And playing at this level, he put up 32, 10, and 9 or something like that, 32, 10, and 8. What's interesting, and I'm going to talk about this, there's somebody who commented on my last video and said, before the game, said, watch this. LeBron's going to dominate the Utah Jazz and pad his stats. Now, I'm critical of LeBron James too. And last year, I was upset at LeBron James for not stepping up in big games and taking days off. And then but his numbers look great. So everybody says, oh, he has these big numbers. 27, 8, and 8. But then when I'm like, are you impacting the game the way I want you to? Now I'm going to talk about that. But before that, I want to give LeBron James his props. 17 years in and able to do that. 32, 10, and 7, or 8, or whatever. I don't care however you slice it. A guy able to put up monstrous numbers in his 17th year at 35 years old. Like in the flow and efficiency of his game, there's no other player in the history of NBA that has been able to do that. Not Kobe, not Michael Jordan, not Kareem. Kareem at this stage, 17 years in, I remember Kareem, and when he was 19 years in, he was averaging like 4.3 points a game. They had to push him out on a wheelchair, rocking chair, basically at the end. He wasn't doing anything remotely close to what LeBron James is doing. And so, for what it's worth, LeBron James is doing something that no other athlete has ever done. Only person I think is Tom Brady. And so Tom Brady is what, undefeated and balling out at 42 years old. He's the only guy. But so give LeBron James his props. But before I get back on LeBron James, the game was no flow to the offensive end. We still have to figure it out. And yeah, somebody commented and said, Mike, this is like, I mean, it took Miami a time for them to kind of gel with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, trying to figure them out, like who's going to go where, how the offense is going to flow. And guess what? We need the same thing. It seems like we need the same thing because the flow of the offense is murky, mucky. We still don't know how to get Anthony Davis involved in the flow of the scheme. Like LeBron James is still trying to figure that out. At the half, Robert Horry was talking about how Anthony Davis is working hard for his shots, and that is very true. Because when he was with the Pelicans, he would set screens and then roll to the basket, and you had an all-star guard like Drew Holiday that knew how to, that could dribble, can make you pay from the outside or whatever, but knew how to get you the buckets, the easy buckets at the rim. So Anthony Davis would roll to the rim a lot and get a lot of buckets around there, which we haven't really done for the most part the first two games with LeBron James holding the ball. And so that's that. We have to figure that out, and I think we will. And Frank Vogel made a good change at the halftime, sitting JaVale McGee down, putting AD at the 5, and putting another guard in there to kind of get LeBron James off the ball, which, as the game was kind of murky, it did pick up in the third quarter. And so shout out to Frank Vogel for making that adjustment. He was saying that in the post game, he was saying that, you know, basically there was bad spacing and Gobert was basically playing center field and making it hard. JaVale wasn't doing anything, AD couldn't do anything, whatever, and he was mucking up the middle. By spreading the floor, getting some guys in there, it opened things up, allowed LeBron James to kind of play faster. When LeBron James plays slower, it's a low percentage game for him, a low percentage shot, because if he thinks about what he's going to do and takes a step back three, that's like a 30% shot. That's a low percentage shot. Teams are going to go for that. If he's coming downhill with the ball in his hand and he sees a guy one-on-one, you can't stop LeBron James. You know, if he doesn't like kind of hesitate and think, he's going to the basket, and you saw him kind of bullying guys and getting to the rim and laying things up, and his shots were going in. And he would post up. He was destroying Ingles. He tried to dunk on Gobert. He was very active this game. Some could say, yes, he was still doing the same sort of things with the Clippers, but the one thing I would call him out on is when you're going up against your crosstown rivals, a big team like that, you put up 19 points and you're very inefficient. I want my superstar to put up 30 shots. And with a loss, like try harder than that. You don't kind of go easy in that situation. Now, I could be criticizing LeBron James in a sense, kind of going off his plan, because his plan is like kind of saving his body, saving himself for the rest of the season, which he's been quite successful at. And so maybe it's just me having to try to get used to his level of play. I mean, I'm used to watching Kobe Bryant for the past 20 years. And yes, Kobe Bryant in his later years was very inefficient. But as you can still see, he left his blood, sweat, and tears on the court every single game, trying to put up 50 shots a game, if anything, to try to win. Wasn't successful, but it was something that you couldn't say he didn't try. He didn't put in the effort, right? And that's some of the times we see, you're like, I don't like that when we play big games and LeBron James doesn't put in the effort that I think he should be putting in. He was bullying Joe Ingles, whatever his name is, Donovan Mitchell, whoever was on him, he was bullying him. And because I think, it was the Jazz. They didn't have, they looked terrible to me. Although they're a really good team, they look suspect. I mean, we have no problem being middle of the pack or top of the tier in the Western Conference. If that's the standard for a 4th seed or something like that, they looked horrible. But anyway, so that's the thing about LeBron James, and I give him props for what he does, but I still, kind of challenge him to change that mindset when you go up against big games. Because I want you to end your career. I want you to end your career balling out big games, toe to toe, and not this lovey-doveyness. You know what? We know our plays. They know our plays. It's not a crossing rivals. It's a rival. It's a rival. And anybody that when Denver Nuggets come in, I need you to ball out. When Portland comes in, I need you to ball out. When Houston comes in, I need you to ball out. When any tough team in the West comes in, I need you to ball out. And so right now, our offense is murky, is clunky, is funky, but LeBron James did his thing and put up some huge numbers and got us to win. Everything else can go to the wayside, even though I still want to discuss that stuff. LeBron James did his thing. So shout out to LeBron and give him his props. AD with 21, we still got to get him going, and I think Frank Vogel said, you know what, we gotta still work this offense. It's still new. We're still trying to figure things out. We're still trying to figure how we're gonna play and things like that. So I think they'll get it together. Quinn Cook, I need him to get better. Quinn Cook, I think KCP is affecting everybody. KCP, I tried to back you up game one. He still played good defense yesterday. Even Mark Jackson said, excellent defender one-on-one. And through his trials and tribulations, KCP can't hit a bucket. The crowd is like trolling him every single time he touches the ball. The guy is still playing defense. So shout out to him for being professional. As horrible as he's playing right now on the offensive end, he's still giving it his all. So much respect to KCP. Quinn Cook, I need you to be better, dog. I need you to be better. I put a lot into you. I put a lot of stake into what player you can become, and he's not finding it right now. I need you to play better. Troy Daniels stepping up. 4 for 8 from 3, 4 for 15 points. I actually like Troy Daniels' size. He looks a little taller than I expected. I thought he was like around 6'1". He looks like he's like a 6'3.5", 6'4". So shout out to Troy Daniels for stepping up and knocking down some big shots and coming off the bench and really solidifying that off the bench role. I think you're going to see a lot more of Troy Daniels, which I didn't expect. I thought Quinn Cook would be the guy before Troy Daniels, but Troy Daniels is starting to be a guy that we can rely on. And then Dwight Howard did his thing, murking up the middle, kind of playing some muscle ball in the first half and things like that. JaVale McGee was out of the game, didn't score any buckets, but you got Gobert in there. It's going to make it tough for you to really get anything off. And then lastly, I want to say this. The offense really shows that we need Kuzma back as quick as possible. But you look at the schedule, we got an easy schedule over the next 10 days. We got Charlotte at home, the Grizzlies at home, then we go to the Mavericks, we go to Spurs, and then we go to Chicago. Then we come home from Miami, big game with Toronto at home. Then we got the Suns away, and then we got at home, we got the Warriors, we got the Kings, and then Atlanta. And then we got 2 games against, come on, man. If we're not like 15-3 at the end of this stretch, I'm swinging on somebody. Anyway, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on, okay, so the guy commented on my post saying LeBron James, he's calling LeBron James out. Said he is going to play big against the Utah Jazz because they're weaker. But he doesn't like the fact that he's soft when it comes to big games like Clippers. Is that fair? Because I feel that way too sometimes, and I want to call LeBron James out. But is it fair to get on LeBron James for not stepping up and playing just like he did against the Jazz against the Clippers? Or did he, and the Clippers just kind of isolated him or really just exposed him and he couldn't get anything off? Is it fair? Hit me up in the comments below. Anyway, guys, thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking. Thanks for watching my videos. As always, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MikeSportsLA. And after this video, you see my little circle face right there, a little circle with my face in it. Click over that, hover over that, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can get these subscribers up, my views up, and we can get this thing going. Anyway, holla at you guys. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Late.